When she smiles at you, she'll say, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, no, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie. No, 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 no.
So I wanted to talk today about faith because sometimes, this is just me being real with you. There are some times that we get really lost in life. I get really shadowed over consumed by the past, by the busyness, by the jumping ahead, the seeing the thing I want, right? And I forget that it's in the moment that my faith will hold me, and it's in the moment that God provides. So sometimes it can feel like God is absent from our lives. Sometimes it feels like he's absent. He's nowhere to be found. Things are really hard. And that's when those storylines kick in. That's when that Schmigo guy pops on board, right? He gets really loud. And it's not that it's to keep us from being engulfed in love, but it's a remembrance. It's a journey. This experience that we're here in this world is not to be all light all the time. Not to be all shiny and happy in every minute of every day. And I think we've been sold a lie. And the truth is that messiness, that yuckiness, that confusion, those dark days, they're needed. They're needed to fuel you, to propel you, to remind you, to help you to feel something that maybe you haven't felt in a long time, so that you can heal it, so that God can direct you, so he can direct you. And again, he's not absent, he's just unseen, right? Our gifts bring us to participating, and sometimes our senses aren't connected to heaven. Sometimes our senses aren't plugged into remembering God. Sometimes our senses are plugged into this world, the angst, the news, the social feeds, the to-do lists, the family drama, the going after the dream. Sometimes we forget that the stillness, the simple moment of spending time in prayer helps us to be full, fills us back up. And I figured, if I'm feeling this, there are times I feel like maybe God's mad at me. This is a really weird feeling I get. I think it came from childhood. I don't feel like it's anything I conjured up. I think I just brought it in from my childhood, thinking I'm not a good girl. And so he must be mad at me for whatever reason. And every now and then it pops up and it comes in, and it takes my breath away, and it confuses the situation. But then I remember, in that darkness, okay, I can pray, I can dance, I can sing, I can turn on that song. And part of the journey of being a healer and being of service is our doors, our energy is open. We purify, we lean in, but the devil doesn't want us to be there, right? He doesn't want you to be a strong, faithful servant. He wants you to be a weak, regretting, shame-filled, grouchy, angry, depleted, responsible. Let's add all the words in there. What are your words? That's what triggers all of that. So the cycles that we go through of remembering and forgetting, they're beautiful. They're to be held. They're to be like, wow, I spent a day in despair and now I feel lifted. So can I come to God? Can I come full circle and just say, I reflect, I see, I can use that now. I can use that as fuel to help another. You showed me something that was really yucky and I made it through. Because what? Maybe I heard a song. Maybe I'm leading another. Maybe I have a healing. What is it that propels you forward? Like it's this little instant, and then all of a sudden the light is there again, and you're moved out of it. But maybe while you're in it, you're thinking, okay, I gotta, what do I gotta do? I gotta get a therapist. I gotta get some drugs. I gotta fix this. I gotta grab a drink. I've got to numb this out. Like we all have our things. But it's in these teeny tiny surrendered moments where we remember, I can walk on that water. I can have that mustard seed of a faith. That's all that's really necessary. And remember, so every journey, every time you do this, the despair in those times, they get less. They get shorter. That doesn't mean the intensity isn't there, because the intensity is there. I don't know about you, but the intensity can kick it up a notch because the stakes are high here. So the stakes are high. The stakes are high. Are we committed to our faith? Are we committed to putting God above the other things so that when life gets messy, even though he's unseen, we know he's there. We don't doubt that he loves us, that he isn't mad at us, that we something clicks, a little spring forth. Whether we see a smile from another human being, whether we see a billboard, we're driving, we get an email, we come onto a class, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, I'm so loved. I am so loved. I forgot how loved I am. So this unconditional love, which feels foreign, can we even describe it? Can we even really describe unconditional love? Because here on earth, we have conditional love. We have conditional love. So we can have moments of it. Even if you're there for a second, that's a second longer. That's the mustard seed, because it will bring you back. Your body will have a memory of it. Your brain will have a memory. Your senses will be there. So the more you do that, pouring more love in your meditation, pouring more love in by going to your naturopath or to your healer, pouring more love in is how we heal the pack pain, the trauma, the triggers, the self-loathing, the doubt. Like that's all it is. You don't need another degree. You don't need another thing to check off on your list. You need more time filling up with unconditional love. That's what you're doing when you say yes, God. When you come and you're here, when you come and you go to that healer, when you say yes, when it's presented to you and you don't get into the complications of lack of the storylines, all of the untruths, all of the things that the devil wants you to think are real. Oh, the economy is bad. Wah, wah, wah. Right? Oh, the government. Wah, wah, wah. Right? Oh, look at this bank statement. Wah, wah. Really, we're here to have holy experiences. And so when you say yes, somehow the money comes in. When you lighten up your energy, let's go into the metaphor. Let's do the counter butter and the refrigerator butter. because it's so real when we're tight in our energy, when we're constrictive, and you take that butter and you try to put it on toast. When you take your energy and you try to insert it into what you want, and it's structured and it's hard, and you've got all these point A and point B, you've got all this plan, there is no room for God here. There's no room when you have fists. He can't come in and hold your hand and lead you to where it's easeful, because you're not allowing. So just like when we have the butter on the counter and you take that toast out and it just spreads evenly and it's smushy and it's delicious and it's so good. Now you've opened up and you said, yes, here's my hand. You are saying, yes, I am not supposed to do this on my own. I can see I was never intended to do that. Even working through our forgiveness, working through healing the things that are blocking us, blocking our joy, because that has nothing to do with the here and now. There's nothing to do with this present. Nothing to do with this present moment. It's just all stuff. Welcome in and invite more love in. And that's what love is. Heaven is love. Heaven here, heaven now. You guys are heaven, right? You get to be heaven. You get to say, yeah, this is hard, but this is good. This is my legacy. This is what I'm here for. So when we get to heaven, it's revealed to us. Everything is revealed, right? We're shown, like all parts of us are seen. We can't hide when we go to heaven that thing that we did in 7th grade, and we can't, that maybe that thing we stole, or that lie we told, or that, friend's secret we gave away. All of it's revealed. And then we also, all of those things that we tell ourselves, all of those deceptions, all of those, you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not thin enough, you're not eating the right way, you're not doing the right things, you're not speaking clearly, all of those lies are also seen. So the tools are to remember. We can commune with what we are noticing. We can say to that darkness, something isn't familiar here. So there must be some love I can call in. Something isn't familiar, so I must call in love. That can be with the song, playing the music, that can be getting our Bible out, that can be doing a devotional, can be going for a walk. Anything that we're going to start to create movement is when the light can come in, and then we can start to commune with her. We can start to be in a discovery process of, can you show me what you need to feel? Can you show me who you are? Like, where are you in this life? And so we can have more than one version even in a year. Like if you had a lot of trauma in one year, you can have more than one version in that year come forward. They can piggyback off of each other. And then we just commune with her. We just talk to her. We're curious about, well, what did you feel at that experience? And then we invite her to come in. We invite this process of integration, of becoming whole again, of becoming light again, right? Because you can't have the light without the dark. You can't have the light without the dark. So we're not ignoring her anymore. So when you're feeling like scared, afraid, not good enough, that's a girl part. That's not the adult version of you here and now, because the adult version of you here and now, she's made some really fucking awesome choices. She's made decisions based on what feels really good. She's rocking who she is right now. She's understanding that she needs more support than ever before so she can stay forward. So you're just reminding your girl parts, these pieces of you, these old personas, that you are the safety net, that you have her back, that you will not leave her alone in that dark room anymore, that you get to call her in. And so this is the journey of this life. For me, this is what I've noticed. It's like you heal this, and that's great, and you integrate it, and maybe there's a pause, or maybe there's not a pause, and you jump right into another one. And as you do it, you breathe easier. And as you breathe easier, you expand. And all the while, you're led to other people. You're led to share it. It's uncomfortable. It's vulnerable. But then you write that book. You invest in that coach. You take that trip. You have that baby. You do the scary ass things because there's no other way around. You just can't get around who you are to fulfill that soul legacy. It has to happen, and you know it. And when all your pieces start coming in, you have the strength to do it. You have the strength to fulfill it. And that's what our life is. We can spend a lifetime ignoring it. And that's what the difference is where we're living right now, because our departed loved ones are coming through, reminding us to do it now. This is the time to do it now. This is the time to live as heaven now. You have something to repent, get it over with. It's easy peasy. It's not hard. Say you're sorry. Offer a forgiveness. Be compassionate. Share your money. Share your gift. Sell the house, give away the books, do the things that are going to light you up. Because when you do it in love, you do move through these things a little easier. And if we think that it's a one and done thing, we can go back to the stories in the Bible. We can go back to like the disciples after they worked with Jesus and they were like, okay, I'm out. I'm doing all these things. And they're like, whew, they're doing healings, and they're really like living on this amazing energy. And then all of a sudden, when they're in a boat on their own, in the middle of a storm, they're fighting, they're angry, they forget very quickly what love is. They forget all of the lessons. They forgot everything. And how easy is it for us to forget? We're like that. It's why we need each other. It's why we need remembrance. It's why we have leaders and Bible studies and books that we remember. Because left on our own, left without source energy, we're going to sink in that boat. A storm is going to consume us. The storm of fear, of chaos, of forgetting who we really are. And that's the work that we're doing now, because to go to heaven and remember what love is, to go to heaven and see all these versions of you, to remember to just come back to love, you're going to do it anyways. You're going to do it anyways. Why not do it here? Why not remember here so that the earth heals, that the planet, that it starts to be the ripple that rises, and that the energy starts to shift, and all of that yuck that the news will continue to tell us will start to dissipate, and those lies will start to go away.
So I hope this session really inspired you. And if you'd like to come hang out with us in Soulshine and really up-level your life, really take accountability and lean in, we'd love to have you into this really beautiful community. All right, my lovey, have a beautiful day. And I know what I know, because angels don't lie.